The phone would not stop vibrating. One buzz, then another, then a full stream of them rolling across my nightstand like a warning. I cracked my eyes open and saw my mother's name filling the screen. 2:08 in the morning. Nothing good ever comes at that hour, I answered. And the screaming hit me before the call even connected fully. Aubrey. Oh God, Aubrey. It's Brady. He's in the emergency room in Reno. He cannot breathe. They will not give him the stronger medication until we put down $6,000. $6,000. You have to send it right now. Her voice was shredded, frantic, climbing over itself. Then my father grabbed the phone. He is begging for you. Aubrey. His breath shook. He says he is in agony. They need payment before they can even move him. Please help your brother. I stared at the dark ceiling above my bed, feeling nothing move inside me. Not fear, not urgency. Just a cold clarity I had been avoiding for years. I said, "Call Madison." There was a crack of silence. I repeated, softer this time. "Call your perfect little princess." My father's voice broke. "Aubrey, do not do this." But I already had. I lowered the phone from my ear, listened to the muffled chaos for a second longer, then ended the call. The screen lit up again immediately. I turned the phone off, placed it face down, and lay back on the pillow. For the first time in a decade, I chose sleep over saving them. When morning light finally softened the blinds, I sat up slowly, feeling the echo of that decision in my chest. If you have ever been the person your family counts on for every crisis, every bill, every disaster they created themselves, you already understand that moment. You know exactly how heavy it feels and how strangely freeing. I breathed in, steady and deliberate. This was the start of the story I had avoided telling for too long. And if you are someone who has ever broken a role that was killing you, stay with me. There is more to this than one midnight refusal. By the time the sun cleared the rooftops, I had convinced myself the night call didn't matter, but the truth waited for me the moment I powered my phone back on. The screen lit with missed calls, messages, voice notes my family's usual hurricane. I set the phone aside and let the silence sit beside me. I grew up inside that storm. My parents never said the words outright, but the rule was carved into every year of my life: the oldest daughter carries the family. Brady was the miracle son, Madison, the delicate princess, and I was the one who handled things. When I moved back home after college, my mother hugged me and said, "We are so proud of you, sweetheart. Your brother will finally have a chance because of you." She meant the tuition. $18,000 wired from 3 part-time jobs and every savings account I had. When Brady dropped out after 1 semester, my father said, "He is figuring himself out. Boys take longer." No one mentioned the money. A year later, my mother called from the Jeep dealership, crying happy tears. "Madison needs something safe. You understand, don't you?" I co-signed. $350 a month vanished from my paycheck. Madison sent heart emojis, then photographed herself with the car like it had appeared by magic. The credit card emergencies came next. $6,500 for the 2 of them to get back on track. The request always sounded the same. My mother, "You know we would help you if we could." My father, "Do not make this harder." Brady, "Come on." Aubrey, "Be a team player." Madison, silence. The sharpest pressure of all. Some families pass down heirlooms. Mine passed down obligation wrapped tight enough to feel like love, and I had accepted every piece of it. Until now. The family group chat lit up 3 weeks before everything fell apart. I was reviewing bridge calculations when Brady's message burst onto the screen. "Reset weekend. Baby Lake Tahoe. Evan scored us deals. We leave Thursday." Before I could react, my mother replied, "Brady deserves this. He has been so stressed." My father added a thumbs up, his version of applause. I typed, "What kind of trip but didn't send it?" There was no point. A minute later, Brady followed up with a video of Evan's expensive jacket, overconfident grin leaning into the frame, Mont Bleu suite, Aubrey, high floor. You would not believe the hookups I get. My mother sent a string of celebratory emojis, then wrote, "We gave him a little spending money so he can relax. He needs a break. A little spending money." I knew what that meant. Later, my father confirmed it during a phone call I never asked for. "We helped him with $2,500. He said, 'Do not start. He deserves something good.'" Madison finally chimed in. "I am tagging along. Content opportunities. Do not worry. Aubrey no charge to the family fund this time." The message landed with a sting, the kind meant to look harmless. I muted the thread. That night, she sent me a private text. "You should learn to have fun. It is not that deep." I stared at the words until the screen dimmed. Brady was being financed into yet another fantasy. Madison was turning it into a photo shoot, and my parents were applauding like it was a family achievement. Evan sent one more message before I silenced the entire chat. "Your brother is finally living a little... about time." Right, I locked my phone. Whatever they were building together, I knew one thing when it collapsed. They would expect me to crawl under it and hold the weight. But I would not. Not this time. The first Tahoe posts hit my phone while I was packing my lunch for work. I had unmuted the family thread for 1 second, and suddenly, Madison's face filled the screen. She was standing beside a JSX charter plane, sunglasses on, hair curled like she had a stylist waiting off camera. Travel day, she sang into the video, manifesting luxury. Brady appeared behind her, throwing up a peace sign. Tahoe takeover. My mother reacted immediately in the chat. "Oh my goodness, look at our babies. They deserve this." Then my father added, "Proud of you, son," I whispered to myself. For what? More posts rolled in. A boomerang of Brady clinking glasses with Evan, a shot of their sweet 2 bedrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows, a bar stocked better than most restaurants. Madison narrated in the background. "Thank you, universe. Also, thank you, Evan." That line told me everything. They were not spending Evan's money. They were spending someone's approval. The next upload was a yacht rental out of Zephyr Cove. Madison spun in a slow circle on deck, flashing a gold bracelet. A Cartier love bracelet. $7,800. She tagged no one, thanked no one. She did not need to. My mother sent a voice note seconds later. "Madison looks so elegant. Aubrey, maybe you should buy something nice for yourself too." I almost laughed. She had never suggested that before. During lunch, Brady FaceTimed me from a casino bathroom. His cheeks were flushed, his smile too wide. "Look where we are," he said, flipping the camera to show bright lights and a high-limit blackjack table. Evan got us in. "I am up already." "How much did you start with?" I asked. He waved his hand. "Do not worry. You will not have to cover anything this time." I had not asked that. He said it anyway. Madison's voice came from somewhere behind him. "Aubrey, relax. Let people have fun." Their fun always came with a bill. That evening, another post, Evan shouting, "Kings of Tahoe." Then Brady throwing a stack of $100 chips onto the table like confetti. My phone buzzed non-stop. My mother. "This is the happiest I have seen him. My father. He is finally stepping into his potential." I locked the device and set it face down again. Every time they celebrated him, I felt the old script tightening around me, and for the first time, I understood it clearly. Their joy was never free. It was always an invoice waiting for me at the end. By Saturday morning, the fantasy reel had sharpened into something uglier. I turned my phone on, expecting noise. What I got was warfare. The first notification was a tag. Madison had posted a shaky close-up video from a hospital hallway. Her mascara was smudged perfectly, the kind that looks accidental but never is. "My brother is suffering," she whispered hoarsely. He cannot get the stronger medication because my sister who makes 6 figures refuses to send $6,000. I do not understand how someone can be so cold. Then she looked directly into the camera. Please share this. He deserves better than her. The video had already passed 300,000 views. My boss had emailed, "Are you okay? This video mentions your full name." 2 co-workers reached out privately. The subject lines read like condolences. My mother followed with a barrage of texts. He is vomiting from the pain. They say his ribs might puncture his lung. You are killing your brother. Then my father added a single message. Why do you hate him? I sat at my kitchen table with my spoon halfway to my mouth. The oatmeal had gone cold, but I finished it anyway. My phone buzzed against the wood, constant and insistent. Another video from Madison. I just want my family to be whole again. She is choosing money over her own blood. Behind her, I could hear Brady moaning. Dramatic, theatrical. Comments poured in by the thousands. You are heartless. Imagine letting your brother suffer. She should lose her job. One stranger wrote, some people should have never been born first. I swallowed slowly. Every message, every tag, every accusation was meant to corner me back into the role I had lived my entire life. But the part of me that used to obey, used to panic, used to pay, was gone. I placed the phone face down on the table and let it vibrate until the battery died. By the time I charged my phone again, the calls had multiplied. I let the device boot fully, then answered the first unknown number without emotion. A crisp female voice greeted me. Ms. Collins, this is the credit office at Montbleu Casino. Your brother opened a $15,000 line. He listed you as a secondary contact. We need verification, I said. I am not responsible for anything he signed. A pause. They told us you usually assist him. I will not this time. Her voice softened. Practiced. We do need someone to address the balance. Contact his parents. I replied and ended the call. The next number belonged to the hospital. A tired man spoke, his tone carrying the exhaustion of someone who had explained the same policy too many times. Ms. Collins, your brother received initial stabilization, but the surgical team cannot proceed without a deposit. $6,000 is the minimum. He has parents, I said. They have reached their limits. That is between you and them. He exhaled. He keeps asking for you by name. I understand, I said, but I am not making any payments. When I hung up, another call came instantly. Madison from 3 different accounts. Then my mother. Then my father. I declined their attempts one by one. Another voicemail from my mother arrived seconds later. We raised you better than this. How can you watch your brother suffer? I did not listen to the rest. The old version of me, the one conditioned to fix everything, would have broken by now. She would have scrambled for her wallet, her passwords, her sense of duty. But that person had stopped existing the moment I told them to call their perfect little princess. And I did not feel even a flicker of regret. My father called just after sunset. Not my mother him. That alone told me the situation had sunk lower than anything they had admitted. When I answered, his voice sounded scraped raw. Aubrey, I need you to listen. Do not hang up. I said nothing. Silence gave me more power than words ever had. He exhaled shakily. Your brother has been gambling for almost 2 years. Every weekend. Sometimes during the week. Online apps, casinos near Sparks. Anything he could reach. My grip tightened on the phone, but I kept my voice steady. How much? About $47,000, he whispered. We paid most of it. We thought we could keep him from ruining his life. You paid it how I asked. Another breath. This one heavier, older. We took out a home equity line, then increased it last spring when he fell behind again. I closed my eyes. So the house 60 days, he said. 60 days before the bank takes it. For a second, neither of us spoke. Then he rushed on. This Tahoe trip, he told us he had a system. He said one win could fix everything. Your mother believed him. I wanted to. He is our only son. There it was said out loud for the first time. I felt the words land on me the way they always had, sharp, lopsided, leaving no room for daughters. My father continued, voice breaking. We gave him $2,500 so he could make one last attempt, but he signed markers when he ran out. The hospital called. The casino called. We cannot cover anything else. I let the truth settle. So now you want me to borrow money. A personal loan, he said quickly. $60,000. It would save the house. Get Brady into real treatment. Give your mother peace. You have a good job. You could do this. And destroy my future. I said quietly. He flinched. I could hear it. You are the strongest one. Aubrey, you always have been. You can carry this. No, I said. I carried all of you for more than 10 years. I paid tuition, car notes, credit card debt, emergencies you created. I gave everything I had while you handed him chance after chance. He is sick, my father pleaded. He needs help. So do I said. The line went silent except for his breathing, ragged and uneven. Aubrey, please, he whispered. We are drowning. I felt the old instinct rise, the desperate urge to save everyone, even at my own expense. But it no longer controlled me. I will not take out a loan, I said. I will not rescue him. I will not rescue you. Not anymore. My father broke then, a sound I had never heard from him, low and gutted. You are really going to let your brother face this alone? I answered with the first truth I had spoken in years. He is 25. He can face 25-year-old consequences. When I ended the call, my hand shook not from fear, but from the weight finally leaving my body. My father called back 3 minutes later. I let it ring until the final vibration cracked apart in the quiet. A message arrived almost instantly. Aubrey, answer, please. I did not. Instead, I walked to the sink, turned on the faucet, and let the water run until the sound steadied my breath. When I finally picked up the phone, I dialed my mother's number. She answered before the first full ring. Aubrey, thank God. Your father is falling apart. Brady is terrified. This is not the time to punish us. I am not punishing anyone. I said, You are. She shot back. You know you are the only one who can fix this. There it was the script I had heard my entire life, delivered with perfect certainty. I sat down, grounding myself. I am not fixing this, I said. Not this time. My mother inhaled sharply. Your brother might go to jail. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what will happen to us? Yes, I said. I understand exactly. She began to cry, loud and practiced. We did our best. We gave you everything. How can you turn your back now? That was not everything, I replied, and you know it. The crying stopped, just like that. Her voice shifted cool, edged. So this is who you are now? No, I said. This is who I always was. You just never let me be her. A long pause stretched between us. You are abandoning your family, she whispered. I am leaving the role you forced on me. I ended the call before she could answer. For the first time, the silence did not feel like punishment. It felt like air. 3 weeks passed, and the fallout arrived in waves, loud, messy, and pointed straight at me. My Aunt Linda called first. She did not bother with a greeting. Your mother is beside herself. Aubrey, she says you let Brady suffer. She says you let all of them fall. I did not let anything happen, I said. She snapped. Families help each other. Then why did no one ever help me silence? The kind people avoid because they cannot answer it honestly? She hung up. The next wave came from Madison. She showed up in my messages with a clipped voice note. "You ruined our lives. Sponsors are dropping me. They said the drama makes me look irresponsible. Do you even understand how much I have lost because of you?" I replied, "You posted hospital videos of our brother to get views." "It was awareness," she shouted in another message. "You do not get to judge me." But she knew I did, and she hated that. Not long after, my father sent a short text. "The house is gone." That was it. 2 words. Later, a neighbor in Sparks sent me a photo of the yellow foreclosure notice taped across my parents' front door. Behind it, cardboard boxes sat stacked in the driveway. My mother stood near them, one hand pressed to her face, my father beside her with his shoulders caved inward. Neither of them contacted me again that day. Brady's update came from the county clerk's office. His plea deal had gone through misdemeanor fraud, 90 days in a state-funded rehabilitation program. It was the first time a consequence had ever been attached to his actions. I stared at the document longer than I meant to. By the end of the month, I changed my number. I moved to Bend, signed a lease on a studio apartment, and blocked every account tied to blood. No one called the new number. No one could. One evening, as I unpacked dishes in the tiny kitchen, I caught myself waiting for a familiar vibration, for the crisis that always came next, for the bill that was always mine. Nothing came. Just a quiet room, a clean floor, and a life reshaping itself around the absence of need. For the first time I could remember, the weight was not mine to carry. Madison showed up on a Thursday afternoon, long after I had stopped expecting her, and even longer after I had stopped wanting anything from her. I was leaving work when I heard, "Aubrey." Her voice was smaller than I remembered. She stood near the parking lot, shoulders hunched, eyes rimmed red, but not dramatic this time. Just tired, truly tired. "I am not filming," she said quickly, noticing the way I stiffened. "I am not here for content." "What are you here for?" I asked. She opened her hand. A small velvet box sat in her palm. Inside, the Cartier bracelet, bright, flawless, the one she flaunted on that yacht like a trophy. "I cannot wear it anymore," she said. "Every time I look at it, all I hear is you turning your phone off that night. And I get it. I get why you did." Her voice cracked, but she did not cry. "I blamed you because it was easier than blaming myself, or Brady, or them." She swallowed. "You do not have to forgive me. I just needed you to know I am trying to be someone who stands on her own." I took the box not as an acceptance, but as acknowledgement. "Thank you for bringing this back." She nodded once, then stepped away, giving me a final glance that held something unfamiliar responsibility. A full year passed before anything else in my family reached me. In that time, my life grew quiet in ways I did not know were possible. I bought a small condo in Bend. I built friendships that did not hinge on usefulness. I learned what it felt like to wake up without dread sitting on my chest. On my 32nd birthday, 4 friends gathered on my balcony with a simple cake and mismatched candles. Someone poured wine and asked softly, "Do you miss them at all?" I let the question settle. Then I said, "I do not miss who I had to be when I was with them." The wind shifted, brushing the edges of the tablecloth. Laughter rose around me warm, unforced, mine to choose. I lifted my glass. To the first year I saved myself. If you have ever broken free from a role that was suffocating you, stay with me. There are more stories like this, stories about choosing your own life, even when family demands everything. And if you are carrying more than you should, tell me where you are listening from. You are not alone in it.